Hi, this is Bishop Craig in Lansing, and this is Take One for the week of June 16. Peace be with you. I'm recording this several days in advance of my usual recording date because tomorrow, Thursday, I am off for a week of retreat and will be off the grid and have very scanty cell reception. And last year when I went on retreat, I could not upload a video, so I'm doing it ahead of time. Because I'm really excited about the fact that we are returning to readings from Luke now that Trinity Sunday is over, and we begin with the Gerasene demoniac. And what I find interesting in this story, intriguing, is that the whole region of the Gerasenes, after Jesus healed the demoniac, asked him to go away. They sent him away. They sent Jesus away because they were afraid. And I'm curious, what are they afraid of? Because isn't what Jesus did exactly what we want Jesus to do? Is to drive out what the Scriptures tells us is demonic, legion. Isn't what Jesus did exactly what we want Jesus to do, to restore people, to restore us to health and well-being and calm, and to bring us fully into ourselves? And yet Jesus does this, and the crowd, the Gerasenes, they ask him to go away. And so why is that, I wonder? And I think there are two reasons. First, Jesus shows compassion to Legion. Jesus shows compassion to Legion. So Legion asks Jesus not to send Legion into the abyss, but into a herd of swine. And Jesus permits them to go. Jesus shows compassion to Legion. And I think that's what happens when Jesus' compassion is deeper and his grace is more radical than we are comfortable with. When Jesus has compassion for and extends grace to people that we're not sure deserve it, we become afraid. And in a way, when Jesus' compassion gets that deep and his grace gets that radical, we send Jesus away. We just can't have Jesus be doing that. We don't want to give Jesus more freedom than we're comfortable our Savior having. We lose track of the fact that if we're honest with ourselves, Jesus shows great compassion and radical grace in loving us. But when we see him do that to people beyond the pale, we get uncomfortable, we get afraid, and we send Jesus away. So it may be Jesus' radical grace and deep compassion. Then there's the matter of the herd of swine. Jesus sends Legion into the herd of swine, and they run down the hill into the sea or into the lake, and they drown. And the swine herders, they run away, and they tell the town. And I'm curious, what did they tell the town? Did they tell the town that the man who was possessed by Legion was now fully clothed and calm and sitting in his right mind? Or did they tell the town that Jesus commanded the demons to go to the pigs, and the pigs ran down the hill, and the pigs drowned, and now the swine herd, which was our income, is gone? Is gone. I wonder if there's a financial implication to all this. One commentator suggests that the crazy man with the legion of demons, he was kind of a local tourist attraction, and people showed up to see him, and they might spend their money, and the local tourist trade ended with this guy getting healed. So between that and the pigs going into the sea, having Jesus around is a financially costly venture. And so they become afraid, and they send Jesus away. And I wonder, how often is that true for us? When the choice to follow Jesus, when the choice to participate in Jesus' deep compassion and radical grace costs us cold, hard cash, when it's not financially sound, when we may lose money. Our temptation so often is to hang on to the money and to send Jesus away. The good news in all this is that Jesus' compassion is always deeper, and his grace is always more radical than we think, than we expect, than we're comfortable with. And so maybe when we're afraid of what Jesus is doing, that's when we're closest to his deep compassion and radical grace. That's the good news in all this. The reality in all of this is I keep asking why the church is not growing. I keep being asked why the church is not growing. And it occurs to me that the problem may not be Jesus. The problem may be us. In what ways do we as congregations and a church send Jesus away because we are afraid that his compassion is too deep and his grace is too radical, and to keep Jesus around is going to cost us money? In what ways do we send Jesus away? That's my wonderings as we return to the readings from Luke. I will miss preaching on this on Sunday because, as I say, I'll be on retreat. I return a week from Thursday, and then what am I doing? I will be at Ascension in Saginaw. No, I will not. I will be heading off to Holy Trinity in Niles and be there on the 23rd. And then I am participating in a preaching conference at the University of Notre Dame on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And then, which is exciting, I get to go give a lecture and be among a bunch of Catholic homiletians. So that'll be good. And then on the 27th, which is a Thursday, then I get to go to Ascension in Saginaw and participate in a dinner with Lutherans and Catholics in Saginaw. So I come back from my retreat and get to go to Niles and then get really an ecumenical week of Lutherans and Catholics in conversation. So pretty exciting. So please pray for me as I'm on retreat, that the weather is good, that the sailing is safe, and that I have quality time with God, because I will. And I will be praying for you and for our congregations and roster leaders and our synod as we move forward together. The peace of Christ be with you.